All right, well, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
And this is, of course, Conversations with the Crawleys, where we have conversations about faith, family relationships, and recaps, reviews, commentary on some of our favorite TV shows. This one is all about Married at First Sight. Where are they now? So if this is content that you enjoy, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like, request notifications,
And shout.
and we will see you in the comments. All right. Couple of quick things. Again, don't forget our giveaway for once we hit 1,000 subscribers, one of you is going to win a gift card directly from Conversations with the Crawleys. We're close. Still got a little ways to go, but we're closer than we were, of course, when we started this whole thing.
Right.
So make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right. And then in the description, you'll also see a code for a discount on our Black Friday special that I'm having over on my website. For the t-shirts and sweatshirts.
Yes, Grace Over Everything hoodies.
The Pray, Hustle, Eat, Sleep, Repeat shirt. Best husband ever, best wife ever. Build generational wealth shirt. All of those things are there. So definitely help us out and go over there. Take advantage of that. All right.
Yep.
So as we know, Married at First Sight season 13 Houston edition has come to an end. It's over, y'all.
It is over.
Listen.
Felt like I went through a second marriage.
Get your old fashioned, get your margarita, whatever it is you need to get, and celebrate the fact that we've made it through.
You made it through the marriage
season. All right, and this time this is the Where Are They Now special. So this catches up with everyone after the filming has done, after the reunion special, and now everyone has moved on into their normalcy of life, if you will, right? So Michaela's moved into a new townhouse, I should say.
Yeah.
So she's got a new space.
Start.
She does talk about her dad's death and the impact that it had on her. She's meeting with her sisters. They kind of talk through that.
And she's indicating now that she understands that, look, my dad left me something, the ability to move on, to be a strong woman on my own, to do things that I was trying to hold on to, that I needed maybe another male figure, but I understand he did leave me something to go off of. And so I think her now shadow boxing, giving her a more positive way for an outlet of her emotions.
Instead of flipping tables.
Right.
Flipping benches, whatnot.
Just shadows.
Just knock Zack out in the shadows. Just right. And then we cut to Gil, and Brett shows up at his fire department, which
I don't know, it's a lot, but I mean, he's at work, so
And listen, I mean, cool and all, but I don't know. It might have been production was like, hey, let's go meet him at his job, but it was a weird place to meet him, right?
Right.
So he is going to paramedic school, so that's why the beard that he was growing. Because I think some people were talking about the fact that as a fireman, you couldn't have a beard. Which
probably makes sense. You're around a lot of fire.
Right. So him growing his beard is a result of he's going to paramedic school. So he's doing something.
And getting paid for that and stuff.
So that he's bumping up in pay, right? It looks like.
Right.
All right. And then she does talk about the fact, they kind of talk about their relationships as far as where they are right now. She does let him know that she's going dog shopping with Mirla.
Right. And he's like shocked. For someone who didn't say they like dogs or anything.
Right.
But you can see that she came around. She did end up walking his dog and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
And we do find out, because she does make the comment or statement later on that she had a dog before. So owning a dog is not new to her. She clarifies it and says she didn't want a big dog.
Right.
That's fine. I get that.
Right.
And if that's what you had said,
that would have made more sense.
But again, the communication of some of these individuals sucks.
Right.
Right.
Pretty much.
Then we get to see Bao and Zack and Ryan, who have been hanging out
for a while.
For a little while. They've been hanging out as friends, what have you. They're playing pool. And then Ryan dips out because there's nothing else for him to say because he's really irrelevant on the show. So Ryan dips out. I'm sorry.
He did have to take care of dogs. So you know how it is when you got to go let the dog out.
If you say so. That was his excuse. Ryan is a supporting cast member to this whole process. Ryan should have just got paid extra money. He should not be getting paid any money to actually be on the show. All right, but he dips out, and Zack is like, "Hey, got a question to ask you. I'm feeling you. You feeling me?
He might be feeling me.
Let's date." And she's like, yeah, how?
Because it comes out of nowhere.
Okay, yeah. Let's see how that goes.
Right. I mean, because it's hard when you're a friend,
right,
and you're trying to transition,
right,
and you don't know if it's going to work out, and they got a whole dynamics going on. It's a lot,
especially because of how they met, right?
Right.
So it's not like y'all met somewhere,
a mutual friends,
and then y'all decide,
right.
You met only because they were getting married to somebody else,
right?
And you were getting married to somebody.
Exactly. Y'all don't run the same circles,
right? So
yeah.
But he asked her out. She is down for it, right? Johnny and Ryan meet and hang out. So I guess Ryan actually had to go walk the dog named Johnny. So they go out. They go and talk, what have you, and Ryan talks about how he's got a date in a few days. So we get to see what Ryan's type is like.
Oh my God. Jeez. I'm sorry.
So yeah, so we'll cut to the chase on that. Ryan does go on a date with, I think her name was Maggie.
Yeah, and Maggie sounded like a Maggie. I mean, looked like a Maggie. It wasn't like nothing like over the top. I was thinking his type was blonde, like model-less.
Not basic.
Model type, fancy lady.
Not basic.
And so I was a little confused.
She brought nothing to the table in the conversation. It was awkward. Well, I mean, Ryan is awkward, period, as far as his conversation.
Well, and she's in front of a camera, too.
True. So I'll give her that benefit of the doubt, right? But neither one of it was just an awkward time from beginning to end. He was like, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been trying to find as far as marriage, what have you. Yeah, maybe I should consider what I'm looking for. Maybe I should think about what I actually want out of life. That's kind of what she was doing, right?
I was like, how old is she? Is she 23? Like, how old is this person?
Basic.
I was like, is she young? Like,
she basic.
Because by a certain point, especially I feel, and let me know in the comments, when did you decide that you knew what you were looking for if you decided that you really wanted to pursue being married? I mean...
So Ryan got a type.
And that's it. Okay. All right.
You do you, Ryan. All right.
Okay.
All right. So...
Everybody got a type.
Okay. Mirla, Rachel, and Johnny hang out.
I wasn't impressed. I'm so sorry. I felt let down. I was like, maybe he coming with them.
Right. I was like
coming in with the models, like top model stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were expecting like L Fashion Week.
Right.
And we got like Kmart.
Shut up.
Weekly ad.
You didn't even go to Walmart. You went. I think Kmart is lower than Walmart. So you just gave her Kmart status.
She was Kmart weekly ad. Ooh. Yeah. All right. That's just, I'm sorry.
God.
Sorry.
I think there's a Kmart left.
Maybe that's why.
Well, let's move.
Let's move on. All right. Mirla, Rachel, and Johnny hang out. They come over to Mirla's house.
Yes, but she bought a house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, probably because I wonder if, never mind. But yeah, she got a house. She got a swimming pool. She had her friends hanging over. Mm-hmm. Rachel talks about how her family and friends don't like Jose. And there is a good point in that, again, that's why you don't share everything that's going on in your relationship, because people that are your family and friends, all they remember is when you dumped on them all the issues you were having. Mm-hmm. And now that they're trying to build, her family can't get over the fact that, well, he did this, he did that, he did this, that, and the other. So.
And you don't move on and you back in love with him.
Right.
And they be like, what? Mm-hmm. I thought we were over, right. Johnny. Because see, then it becomes we.
Jose.
or Jose.
You called him.
I called him Johnny.
Everybody gonna call Jose Johnny.
Right. So everyone
are they the couple that should have been together?
Right. Because he said he could see himself with Rachel. And so anyway, so now it's like everybody's saying on her side of the family, I thought we were over Jose. Right. We're not over Jose? Okay, well maybe Jose might be okay. Now, I'm telling you, if you're really having serious issues, if someone's physically hurting you, you need to let someone know. If you're being abused in some way, you need to let someone know. And they're trying to help you out of a situation that could turn into something else. Yeah. But if we're talking about we just had a very hard argument, I'm over it. He finally apologized. I see that he's changing. Yeah. You may not want to go into details like, hey, we had a heated argument. I learned something new about him that he has to work on him.
We got to work that out.
We're working through it, and it's going to be okay.
Yep.
But when you done gave all the dirt and now you're going to say you're going to go back, when you told me you finished, you over and everything, and now what am I supposed to do with this information?
Right. So just kind of some other things that happened on this. You had Gil, who actually meets with this therapist. And, you know, he does say again that the divorce or her response and reaction after the filming stop was a gut punch, right? And the therapist makes a great suggestion, which was change the narrative, which I thought was phenomenal. Because here's the thing, we oftentimes we take it and yes, we run with a narrative, but if you change the narrative to, okay, yes, it impacted me, but here's what I'm learning from it, or here's what I'm getting from it, or this is what it is allowing me to do. Because every closed door may feel bad when the door is closed, but it may mean that you're in the hallway towards something better. You just need to find that next open door.
That's good.
And so for Gil, listen, you know, we heard even about on one of the episodes or one of the reunions portions where how people are sliding in his DMs. So Gil is not going to be alone forever. Right. This hurts, right?
Right.
But chances are he's going to find someone that is going to be a better fit for him and who's going to want the same things out of life that he does. Correct.
And I think he'll find it. But at the meantime, I think I like how she says, so what is your new story going to be like? Like this was only a chapter in your book.
Right.
So what's the next chapter look like? Yep. You know? And so they talk about his wedding band and what that means. Like, I'm still trying to fight. And she's like, what are you fighting? Don't two people need to fight in a relationship?
Yep.
And if you're the only one still fighting for the relationship, it seems like you're going to end up losing the fight here. So I think, you know, he talks about, I wanted to be that couple that people look up to. I wanted to be that relationship that people know that can make. And I think, boy, that's a lot of responsibility that he had already put in his mind. And your relationship is about you and that other person. Right. Again, my perspective in life was not always, oh, I'm going to be married 25 years so people can look up to me.
Right.
I'm sorry. That wasn't my life goal. Now for my own goal, since my mom divorced when I was a small child at 5, I did not want to be divorced for my own self and for my children. Right. So I made a goal for me that I was always going to try in my relationship, and that divorce should never be
an
option. Right. So it was a personal goal. So I think a lot of times we have to stop feeling like this is more about me and the person in the relationship. It's about how I'm going to look to everyone else. Or I feel embarrassed that I had to get a divorce. Or if you end up in a divorce, if you decided or other person, what can I gain from this? Right. And then I'm going to have another opportunity to have another relationship.
Right. Live your life in a way that, yes, somebody can look to you as a mentor, but don't live your life to be someone's mentor. In other words, listen, we've lived our marriage so that, yes, somebody may look to us and call and want to gain some insight from us, but we didn't live our lives saying we're going to do this so that people will come to us.
Right.
It's a small difference there, but it is a huge thing, right?
Huge difference.
If you live your life for the sake of others, then you're putting additional pressure on yourself to live for them.
Right.
Live your life. Live the way you were designed to live. Live and be who you're supposed to be.
Right.
And somebody will look to that and say, I want to see how you did that.
Right. I want to inspire.
But that's not my goal, right? To live that way. Right. So then a couple of things also that happen. Johnny we get to meet Sarah. We get to see Sarah.
We get to see Sarah.
Listen, Sarah is, in my opinion, one of the worst best friends you could have.
They're no longer friends, is my understanding. They're no longer friends, which is right. Because I would have gave her a piece of my mind. And I'm like, does Sarah want to hook up with Johnny?
Is Sarah hooking up with Johnny? Johnny might be the undercover playboy of the season, because you say he's not messing with Mirla. I'd say it's because there was something else that was said a little later on where Rachel was like, Johnny and Mirla are not an official couple. I don't know if you caught that. She said they're not an official couple.
I don't see that working.
Well, I don't see Johnny working, period. But Mirla also has her own issues, so it's possible they could both. Yeah.
Hey, whatever works for you works for you.
Whatever works.
But Sarah and Johnny are still talking.
Yes.
So it wasn't just a one time him just getting information. And I'm like, why are you still talking? If you literally just called because that was Bao's friend and you trying to get more understanding of Bao, why y'all still have some type of relationship?
Yep.
Interesting.
So the towards the end, the thing that they're all leading up to is that Jose and Rachel kind of wanted to do a getaway for the entire cast, an overnight for the entire cast. And some of them are like, why?
It's not necessary.
Gil is like, nope, I don't need that. Michaela's like, no, sorry, not happening.
And we understand why. Once you need that time away from the person that you were connected to,
right,
to get over those feelings and those emotions that you have about that person. And when it's too soon to see someone that you've been in a relationship, let alone spend overnight.
Right. And if you haven't connected with anybody else on the cast that well, it doesn't serve any purpose, right?
Correct.
Gil probably bonded most with Zack as far as what we saw, right?
Correct.
But I don't know that was strong enough to override the fact that he's still trying to get over the fact of Mirla.
Correct.
For Michaela, yes, kind of, she meshed with all of them, but I don't know. I didn't see that Michaela was like besties with any of the other ladies.
Except for Brett.
Brett would probably be the one that was closest, right?
Correct.
But Brett didn't show up either. So the three that didn't show up, I get exactly why they didn't show up, right?
Totally.
And so then basically Zack and Bao, they did have their date, and Zack is swooning over her.
Right.
Zack is like asking for a second date before the appetizers are even on the table.
Like, do you know you were gonna like her afterwards, or?
So and so that's a weird pairing to me too. That's a strange pairing.
I don't think it's strange. I feel.
Let us know what you think.
I don't think it's strange. Now it's strange how they met, but she's very more calming. She's not high strung, and Bao, based off of how she thinks intellectually, they might be on the same page. So I see some common grounds there. And I think they're both exploring what that looks like with each other, which again, you already did something very outrageous of marrying a stranger. Why not take the chance?
So if Johnny is to be believed, then so one of the things he said is that basically Bao likes to break men down. She's controlling, she's manipulative, what have you. So if that's the case, then Zack may have found his second mother, because that's kind of what I think he's looking for. He's looking for someone to baby him, in my opinion. Just my thoughts.
I don't know about all that, but I do know that I feel like she has enough opinions to be very straightforward with him, and he does need someone to be straightforward. And again, as long as he can make sense when he have a conversation, then he should be fine. But the problem is when you're not in Zack's world, you in Bizarro. It's a Bizarro land. And she called him out on that too. When they were like, she's like, that doesn't make sense. But the way she says it, he at least can understand it. than the acting out that Michaela did. So that's all I'm saying.
Once again, high thoughts by Zack.
So,
all right. So basically at the retreat, Jose and Rachel, of course, are there. Mirla shows up with her little toy dog.
Yep.
Right. Johnny shows up and everybody's like, oh, they're happy to see Johnny.
Happy to see Johnny.
And then a little later on, Bao and Zack and Ryan show up.
Yeah.
Bao is like, well, first Johnny is like, I want to talk to her. I want to see her.
Right.
I don't
have very little interaction with her. Okay.
Bao's like, I don't want to express the energy towards him. I'm good.
I'm good.
So they all kind of come together and Johnny, hi Bao. Hi Bao. And Bao's like, And of course now Johnny's feelings are hurt.
You didn't want to talk to her. It's like that. Again, like, I don't want you when you want me. But when you don't want me, I want
you even more.
And so I'm like, why are you upset? Because you don't want to talk to her. You don't want to be in any fights with her. You don't want just her to ruin your day. And she's making sure. So even if I'm trying to be cordial, say like, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to just at least say hi. Like I have nothing against you from being here. If I say, hey, and you don't say nothing, I'm like, all right, cool. At least I know where I stand. I'm going to go ahead and get me an adult beverage and sit down and have time with the friends who wants to talk to me and move on for the rest of my weekend.
Right.
I can pretend like you're not here either. We can both do this. But you are all in your feelings, like he been crying again.
So this is Johnny's man-childness coming out because, listen, when we were in like 3rd and 4th grade, and you broke up with your girlfriend, and y'all didn't talk, and yes, you would, that's the response you would have. But I'm sorry, even when I was in high school and college, who I dated, if we weren't together, and I saw you at the party, hey, and I keep it moving. And if you didn't speak, I'd still keep it moving because it's done. I don't care.
Right.
So for Johnny to have this, it's weird.
I get the feeling that he liked her or wanted it more than he was putting on, but who knows?
Yep. So long story short, there, we kind of see where the folks are. Rachel has decided that she will move back in with Jose. And then they kind of wrap up kind of just having a conversation. So we didn't get the couples that we were supposed to get, but we have some new couples that formed out of this. And so it's interesting. And yes, so the rumors about Zack and Bao, which we let you all know about, we do see that where the kind of start of that was. I'm not convinced that there wasn't at least some feelings or some interest beforehand. But we don't know that for sure, but that's just me.
Yeah, we don't know, but hey, if it works for them,
it works for them. Listen,
that's all that matters.
So that seems to be the wrap. If there are any updates on any more things with the Houston edition of Married at First Sight, we will definitely let you know and keep you in the loop. But we also know that Boston season is coming up very shortly, I think after the beginning of the year.
Yep.
So definitely, you make sure you hit the subscribe button and request notifications, because when that information starts coming out, we are going to be putting out videos regarding that. All right.
All right.
That's it for this time. We'll see you next time. Have a great one. Be blessed.
Bye.